What's up, you guys? Adam here. Welcome back to 2740 Solutions. If you're new to the channel, just going to do a quick explanation of where we're getting the 2740 from. So $2,740 is the amount of money you need to make in one day in order to make $1 million a year. So just to show you the math real quick on the whiteboard here. So if you take $2,740 a day, multiply it by 365 days, you get $1,100,000 in 1 year. We'll talk about that extra $100 at the end of the video for the little promotion, but I chose 2740 because that equals the goal that a lot of people kind of just pick out of thin air when they're setting their first income entrepreneurial goal, and honestly it's mine. So I'm looking to average $2,740 a day from multiple revenue streams, whether that's your day job, whether that's your investments that pay you dividends or pay you, capital gains or real estate or affiliate marketing, whatever it may be. That's what you're aiming to make a day over the course of the year, and then you'll end up with $1,100,000. So with that being said, our topic of today, which we will be doing every Monday, is Monday motivation. Now, motivation is something that gets talked about all over the place on your entrepreneur channels, in the military, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I don't have a TikTok, but I assume it's on there as well. It gets talked about everywhere. So there's two different types of motivation, and we're going to get this whiteboard out of the way so I can use my computer as well. But there's two types of motivation. There's intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. So I'll read you a quick verbatim definition by verywellmind.com just to give them credit, but I thought they had a pretty succinct description between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, and that's where we'll jump off. So intrinsic motivation refers to behavior that is driven by internal rewards. In other words, the motivation to engage in a behavior arises from within the individual because it is naturally satisfying to you. Intrinsic motivation contrasts with extrinsic motivation, which involves engaging in a behavior in order to earn external rewards or avoid punishment. So intrinsic is coming from within. That's kind of providing your own pleasure or avoiding your own, regret or FOMO, fear of missing out. And then extrinsic is taking into account external factors. So pretty easy to remember. But overall, the research that I've done, it seems to me that in order to reap the rewards of society and happiness and all those other things, really reverting back to intrinsic motivation is what's going to get you those rewards and avoid a lot of the things associated with extrinsic. So if there's anything I can say to you guys before we kind of jump into the three aspects of the video that we're going to talk about today, it's focus on yourself before focusing on everyone else. And that's what I'm trying to do as well. So, this channel is a journey. It's kind of it's multi-purpose. So, I'm trying to document my journey to, become a well-rounded business person, entrepreneur, while still being in the Army and all that good stuff. But I also would like to learn and move forward and try to, move the ball downfield and help everyone else as a team do that as well. So let's hop into the three things we're going to talk about. So the first thing we're talking about in today's video that is a concrete thing that we can work on is eliminating negative noise or just negative things in your life. So for instance, right now, today is the 13th of July. There's multiple things going on in the outside world out here that are certainly negative, or at least they're not positive. So there's the illness that's going around that we can't say here on YouTube because then the algorithm will shove down those videos, suppress them, and my channel, very small, does not need any more suppression than it already gets. Hit that subscribe button and that like button if you want to help out the channel. Appreciate it. There's the illness. There's the upcoming election, which I bet everyone and their mom is not happy with what's going on with that right now. From any angle. There's just the general mistrust that people have in the media, and I could really go on and on. I mean, everyone can always find something negative because the human mind gravitates towards things that are negative more than I would say things that are positive. At least that's kind of how my mind works. And you can, most people's memories are kind of centered around, or at least recently, like negative checkpoints. So first thing for keeping your motivation high, keeping your attitude good, staying happy, is eliminating that noise. So cutting out anything that's negative. Social media sucks your time up. The news, all the big news outlets, they spin. If you want news, I would just generally scroll through some sites. Just try to pull out the actual facts if you can, just to stay, just to make sure a nuke didn't go off, just to make sure, there's not some sort of, zombie horde that's about to come into your apartment. But other than that, you really don't need to be, IV'd up with the news, just drinking it in. So try to eliminate as much as possible. Your time is valuable. You're not going to get that back. So just don't give CNN, don't give Fox, don't give MSNBC, don't give any of those people any more of your time, because you need to focus on yourself, and then it will benefit your family, your friends, and possibly the whole world. So we're eliminating negative noise. Number 2, what makes you forget to eat? Now, this might sound very weird as a motivation thing, but let me explain. So this really drills in on intrinsic motivation. So for me, I think an example will make it make sense. Again, what makes you forget to eat? For me, doing things with cars, and sometimes stuff in the military makes me forget to eat. And I truly mean that. Like, you forget to eat lunch, or you forget to eat multiple meals, or you forget to even drink water, and all of a sudden you're at the end of the day and you're like, I barely have eaten anything, I barely drank it, you're dehydrated, you're hungry, you're tired. But that's because you were so absorbed in whatever you were doing that it captivated everything, all of your senses, and your mind shut off your stomach, shut off your sense that you weren't parched, you weren't thirsty, you were locked in. Heck, if it's video games for you, if it's knitting, if it's running, some people love running, biking, working out, researching, writing papers, whatever it is, try to figure out what that is, because that is where you're going to literally make your money. It's not going to pay off right away. You're not going to be like, oh, I love cars, boom, millionaire, whatever. But identifying what makes you forget to eat will allow you to identify what you're good at and what you're going to be able to invest an inordinate amount of time above and beyond the competitors that will be in your field. Because if you pick the right field, you're going to give yourself a level up compared to them if you like that more than they do. So for me, for instance, I'm still trying to drill down exactly what it is that makes me forget to eat about cars, car buying, car selling, sometimes car washing, and some other, physical fitness, that kind of stuff for me. So it's kind of like this weird multifaceted kind of snowball for me, but I'm starting to really mold it with the stuff that I've done so far. So number 2, what makes you forget to eat? Write that down, and then next time you find yourself super hungry after a long day of doing whatever you were doing, identify that. So let's hop into the last thing. I don't want to take too much of your time. I know your time is valuable, so I appreciate you sticking with me till now. Number 3, you need to optimize yourself and your environment. So what do I mean by that? I mean taking care of yourself, your body, your mind, everything about you, and then also the environment that you're in. So for instance, this weekend, I went ahead and bought this pretty comfortable gaming chair, which is, it was a little over $100, but it's very comfortable, and it allows me to have one more reason to come sit at this, table of productivity and work. I got my whiteboard, I got my lighting, I got an ammo can that holds the GoPro right here, and I have a little productivity area, so it's a good start. The rest of the room is kind of coming together. I'll give you guys a tour next time, but we have our kind of military section over there. There's a couple words I can't say on YouTube, but there's a military section over there. The air mattress right now, that's our guest bed, is a little bit cluttered, so we'll also not show you that because it will trigger a lot of you OCD folks. I'm a little bit OCD, but my wife is way more OCD than I am, so I usually keep this door closed while I'm rearranging stuff in here. But anyway, so optimize yourself and your environment. So nutrition is going to be a big thing, which my wife, Megan, will be starting a channel that is literally so simple. It's just going to show you how to create and make healthy juices, meals, and replacements for things that you may, for foods that are less healthy. So it's going to be really like no fluff. She does not like to talk. I talk way too much. She doesn't like to talk very much at all, but she has a lot of knowledge. She makes this awesome juice that I drink in the morning now that is, it's super potent, but it gives me crazy nuts energy. Like it feels like I drank 5 cups of coffee, but then I don't crash after. So highly recommend it. So that's Meg. That'll be Meg's channel. She's still thinking up a name, using that creativity. And then me, something that I'm doing to kind of optimize myself is I've quit drinking, at least for now. Because of my job, because of everything, I was getting into a rut where I was, like using alcohol as kind of as a way to like dull the noise in my head, kind of like a bad way of eliminating the noise, like number one we already talked about. And that's just really not something that you want to do. You don't want to like self-medicate with the wrong things, if you guys know what I'm saying. So so far it's been about a week since I drank anything, and I feel great. I mean, it's pretty early in the morning right now, and I feel super productive. And I've already gotten a ton done today. Already worked out, already cleaned up a bunch of stuff, making a video, and who knows